Hello class 7, this is your second lecture of mathematics. In the first lecture, we have discussed about the properties of addition of integers. Now, in this lecture, we will discuss about properties of subtraction of integers. Now, the first property, closure property. What is the closure property? The difference of two integers is always an integer. Suppose a and b are two integers. When we subtract a minus b or b minus a, in both conditions we will get an integer, and this property is called closure property. For example, here 2 and 5 are two integers. When we subtract 5 from 2, we will get minus 3. Now, when we subtract 2 from 5, we will get plus 3. And minus 3 and plus 3 both are an integers. So, the difference of two integers is always an integer, and this is called closure property of subtraction of integers. Now, come to the next property, commutative law. Subtraction of integer is not commutative. Means when we subtract any integer, suppose a and b are two integers, we subtract b from a or a from b, both are not equal. For example, 6 and 2 are two integers, we subtract 2 from 6, we will get 4. When we subtract 6 from 2, we will get minus 4, and both are not equal. So, the subtraction of integer is not commutative. Okay. Now come to the next property, associative law. Subtraction of integer is not associative. Suppose a, b, c are three integers. When b subtracted from a minus b, and then b subtract c, or b minus c, when b minus c subtracted from a, in both conditions results are different. Look at, for example, 2, 3, 4. There are three integers. When we subtract 3 from 2, then 4. Then we get 2 minus 3 minus 1 minus 4 minus 1 minus 4 minus 5. And when we subtract 4 from 3 minus 4, we will get minus 1, and 2 minus minus 1, minus become plus, so 2 plus 1, 3. Means left hand side and right hand side are different. So, subtraction of integer is not associated. Here, these are the three properties of subtraction of integers. Now, come to the exercise 1a, which is already given in your PDF files. Here the question number 1, the first part, 15 plus minus 8. Here plus and minus, two signs are separated by a bracket. So plus minus became minus. So 15 minus 8, 15 is greater integer, 15 minus 8 equal to plus 7. Now, question number 2 is same as question number 1. So, do it yourself. Look at question number 3. This is the first part of the question number 3. Additive inverse. Additive inverse of minus 83. Additive inverse of minus 83. So, additive inverse of minus 83 is equal to minus 83. So, minus become plus. So, additive inverse of minus integer is the plus. Now, come to the question number 4. Subtract 28 from minus 42. Look at it carefully. 28 from minus 42. Lots of students made mistakes in this question. 20 is subtracted from minus 42. So we have to subtract 28 from 42, not 42 from 28. So 28 is subtracted from minus 42. Minus 42 minus 28, both are having negative signs. So add these two integers, 42 and 28 become 70, and both are negative, so result will also be negative. Now come to the question number 8. Here some integers are given in the form of brackets. So how to remove the brackets? You all know about Godma's rule. How to remove brackets? First, here are two types of brackets, small and the curly brackets. First, we remove the small bracket. So, in first step, remove small brackets. Minus and minus. Minus 13, minus and minus become plus. So, minus 13 plus 27. In this step, minus and minus become plus. So, minus 25 plus 40. Now, remove the curly bracket. Minus 13 plus 27. One is negative and another is positive. So subtract these two. 27 minus 13 become 14. 14 is positive integer because here greater integer having positive sign. Now in second step, 40 minus 25 become 15, and the positive integer because 40, the greater integer having positive sign. So 14 and 15 both are positive integer. So add these two integers, 14 plus 15 became 29. Now come to the question number 12. Here the question, read carefully. The sum of two integers is minus 16. If one of them is 53, find the other. If we have the sum of two integers and one of them is given, so subtract the given integer from the sum of two integers. So here is the solution of this question. First write the sum of the integers minus 16. One of them is 53. So we have to find other integer. So other integer is, we subtract the given integer from the sum of the two integers. So 53 subtracted from minus 16. Minus 16 minus 53. Both having negative signs. To add these two integers, 16 and 53 become 69. So minus 69 is the other integer. Okay. Now come to the multiplication of integer. How do we multiply two integers? Here two integers are given in each question, but first we check out the sign of the integers. While two integers having different sign, first integer having positive sign and second having negative, or first having negative, second having positive, then in both cases the result will be negative. Look at the example. Plus 5 into minus 3. 5 into 3, 5 3 is 15. But plus and minus become minus. So, when two integers having different sign, your result always be negative. Minus 4 into 3, minus 12. So, check out the sign. When we multiply positive integers by negative, we always get a negative integer. Same case, when negative is multiplied by positive, we always get negative integer. But when we multiply integers having same signs, like 5 and 4, both having positive signs, so 5 into 4 is equal to 20. 20, the sign of 20 is also a positive. So positive and positive signs make a positive. Similarly, when both integers having negative signs, minus 5 into minus 4, then result will also be a positive. Means negative and negative makes it positive. So rule is clear. When two different sign are multiplied, then we get negative sign, and when we multiplied same sign, we get positive sign. Okay. Now, come to the properties of multiplication of integers. We have discussed about properties of addition of integers and subtraction of integers. Now, we will discuss about properties of multiplication of integers. The first property, the closure property. The product of two integers is always an integer. It is called closure property. For example, we have two integers 5 and 3. When we multiply 5 into 3, we get 15, and 15 is also an integer. Minus 5 into 2, minus 5 and 2 are both are integers, and we multiply minus 5 into 2, we get minus 10 is also an integer. So product of two integer is always an integer, and this property is called closure property of multiplication of integer. Now come to the next property, commutative law. Commutative law for multiplication of integers. Now, suppose a and b are two integers. When we find the product of two integers, we multiply a to b, or change the order. When we multiply b to the a, in both conditions, the product, the result are same. Look at, for example, 3 and minus 2 are two integers. When we multiply 3 by minus 2, we get minus 6. 3 to the minus 6. When we multiply 2 by 3, 2 by 3, 2 3 is 6. In both conditions, when a is multiplied b or b is multiplied by a, in both conditions the results are same, and this result is called the commutative law for multiplication of integers. Okay. Now come to the associative law. Suppose a b c are three integers. In this case, a into b into c or a into b into c are equal, means we cannot find the product of three integers at a time. We have to multiply two integers first, then the result will be multiplied by the third one. In this condition, when we multiply the first integer by second and get some result, and then multiply this result by third integer. In other case, when we multiply second and third integer and find result, and result will be multiplied by the first integer, in both conditions the results are same, and this property is called associative law of multiplication of integers. Look at the example. We have three integers 2, minus 3 and 4. Applied the associative law. Multiplied first and second integer 2 into minus 3. Then the result will be multiplied by the third. 2 into minus 3, 2 3 is minus 6, and now minus 6 is multiplied by 4. Minus 6 into 4 become minus 24. In the second situation, when we multiply the second and third integers, look at here, minus 3 into 4, we get minus 12. Now this result is multiplied by the first integer, minus 12 into 2, 12 to the 24, minus 24. In both conditions, results are same. So when we multiply a into b, then c, or b into c, then a, in both conditions the results are same, and this is called the associative law of multiplication of integer. Okay. Now the next property is distributive law of multiplication over addition. Suppose a, b, c are three integers. Then when it is multiplied to the sum of b and c, then a distribute to B and C. Look at when A is multiplied by the sum of B and C, then A distribute A into B in one bracket plus A into C. Means your number is distribute. So this is called distributive law of multiplication over addition. Multiplication over addition. When A is multiplied by the sum of two integers, then A is distribute at both integers. A into B plus A into C. For example, suppose 2 minus 3, 4. Here are 3 integers. Now when 2 is multiplied by the sum of minus 3 and 4, then 2 is distributed on 3 and 4 both. 2 is multiplied by minus 3 plus 2 is multiplied by 4. Okay, now come to the result. When 4 is separated by 3, 4 minus 3, we get 1. Now 2 into 1, we get 2. In this condition, 2 into 3, 2 3 are minus 6, and 2 into 4, 2 4 are 8. Now subtract 6 from 8, 8 minus 6, 2. In both conditions, we get 2. So when 3 integers are given and the first integer is multiplied by the sum of other two, then the first integer distribute on other two integers. This is called distributive law of multiplication over addition. Now come to the next property. Existence of multiplicative identity. Multiplicative identity means when your integer is multiplied by any number, the integer may not change. So what will be your number? Only 1. 1 is the number. When 1 is multiplied by any integer, the result will not be changed. So suppose A is your integer, and when A is multiplied by 1 or 1 is multiplied by A, the result is not changed. So 1 is the multiplicative identity. Clear? When you ask to tell what is the multiplicative identity, so 1 is the multiplicative identity. Okay. Now look at, for example, when 5 is an integer, 5 is multiplied by 1, we get 5. Minus 7 is an integer, minus 7 is multiplied by 1, we get minus 7. So 1 is the multiplicative identity. Now come to the existence of multiplicative inverse. A, suppose A is an integer, then the 1 upon A is the multiplicative inverse of the integer A. Okay, look at example. 5 is an integer, you have to find the multiplicative inverse of this integer, then 1 upon 5. Minus 3 is an integer, you have to find multiplicative inverse of this integer, minus 1 upon 3. Means when an integer is given, just inverse it 1 upon A. Okay, so this is the property of multiplicative inverse. Now come to the next property, property of 0. You all about know about this property. When any integer multiplied by 0 or 0 is multiplied by any integer, the result always be a 0. For example, when 5 is multiplied by 0 or 0 is multiplied by 5, we always get 0. So this is called property of 0. So these are the properties of multiplication of integers. Okay.